Welcome to another part of Free Running. This time we're going through Freighter. And Freighter is going to be another one of those too big for its own good levels. So first of all, freestyle. Alright, so when we start off the level, we start off in a spot that fucking sucks. It's a spot that we can't get out of unless we do a specific move to climb up and get the hell out of there from there. Otherwise, we can't really go anywhere. It's down here. There's no canisters to grab onto, there's no places to really grab onto. You have to do a wall walk up here in order to actually get the hell out of this area. Otherwise, you're just screwed. So, yeah, like I said, it's not a great area to be in. And now it's time for target hit. So yeah, immediately we are forced into the first side mission of this entire level, and this one's kind of annoying if you don't really know how to, maneuver around here, which you don't know yet, because you just started, but the game is forcing you to start right now, so all you can do is just kind of guess and do your best from there, which, as you can see, doing a heck of a job so far in doing that right now. So, yeah, I have to rush over here and, jump for that, go down here, grab for that. And that, for the most part, takes care of all the tough ones. Now I have to take care of all the rest. So, climb up here, do like a freaking jump off of here for that one, like a backflip. And now just grab the last two, which are over on the other end here, and that's it, really. So, that is how you handle this, at least that's how I handle this, because there are no real good places to handle this otherwise. It's ultimately an awkward side mission to handle. And again, you're just thrown into this immediately, without any kind of real warning. And yeah, if I fall down there, I'm obviously going to have to climb it back here. But, looking around here, you might have noticed there is something here we can grab. Not around there, but the other side. Yeah, there's some health here in case you wanted it. However, that's all there is here. And there are some little nooks and crannies, and there's also this side here, which you can do this for, but that doesn't really mean shit for us, and we can't maneuver around from there, so that was just pointless. And yeah, as you can see, we can't get the fuck out of here from this area. I can, look around as much as possible from here. I can try to climb up here. I can try to jump up to that spot there, that corner. Doesn't matter. You have to climb up the fucking wall walkway. Everything else is ungrabbable. Everything else is a fucking wall otherwise. It's dumb. Everything about this is dumb. So the very starting design of this level sucks. And it only gets worse from there because, like I said, it's too big for its own good. And Jesus Christ, this is a big level. It's all one sort of like hallway sort of level, but at the same time, there's a lot of area to cover. There's a whole area featuring a whole bunch of stairs and such. There's this whole top area of all of these, cranes and such. There's a whole bunch of canisters. It's the opposite end where it's just like a whole bunch of pole vaults and such. Two of our main missions starts off in that area, by the way. And yeah, there's just a whole bunch of fucking area to check on. A whole bunch of wall running, a whole bunch of jumping around. Just a shit ton of stuff that it becomes a problem of even finding what you're looking for here. Because remember, we have to find our CDs and our video clips. And unfortunately, this level fucking sucks on even trying to find anything. I have to search fucking everywhere for shit. It's not fun, it's not good. And to make matters worse, there's a bunch of pole vaults in here, there's a high area to the cranes, there's a high area and a bunch of area when it comes to the stair area, which we were in for a second, like before in that first side mission. It's right in front of us, in fact, you can see it right there in the distance. And there's a CD there too, which I will get, by the way. But yeah, it's a whole bunch of area to explore, and because of that, it makes it a fucking chore to look around in and to find everything in the game. So, up here is the side mission, the landmark hit one. Now, I've told you before that there's going to be some landmark hits that aren't about climbing to the top because, hey, we're already at the top. Instead, what we have to do here is actually reach ourselves over to the opposite end of the level. That's it. Other than that, there's nothing here to really go for because we've already reached pretty much the highest point we can reach currently. So, yeah, just, you know, progress yourself over to this crane on the other side, climb it up like you did with that first crane you got to start this whole mission, and grab the trophy, and that's it. And, yeah, the way of climbing these spots is also awkward. You have to know where you can climb and where you can't, and it's not easily, you know, shown to you where you can climb and where you can't. It's not really well made in that regard. You just kind of get stuck at times when you realize to look up. And, yeah, that's basically it for that one. And hey, there's all this area over here as well, which I might as well show off as well. And we've already crossed the 5-minute mark. But there's so fucking much to explore here that I might as well drop on by and, you know, check it all out. There's some ladder spots, some pole vaulting areas here, a whole bunch of like empty area here in this one spot, which is what we're going to be using in order to take care of a trick goal later on. But there will be another trick goal, a side trick goal mission here, which is an area that is just filled with pillars. And it's honestly one of the more difficult areas to get good scores in because you have to avoid getting screwed over by the pillars. Also, here's the CD. Okay, now it's time to do the next side mission, which is this one right over here. And I believe this is the last one as well, the time attack. So all we gotta do here to start this off is go up the stairs here and then just run over to that spot and then run over across, like so for the slingshot, over across there. This is one of those maps where if you don't know what to do exactly, you're gonna get stuck quite a bit. And I mean, the side missions aren't too bad, you just have to complete them and that's it. There is no gold requirement for beating these. You just beat them, that's all you have to do. But the actual missions themselves, if you don't know where every ring or token is, it becomes a fucking asinine chore to figure out where to go and where to find shit when it comes to this. And to make matters even worse, the final side mission is right below me. It's the trick here. It's 20,000 points. And as you can see, there's a bunch of pillars around here. There's not really any great areas to not get screwed in. So you have to be kind of careful around here because it is super easy to end up knocking yourself into a pillar and losing all of your points. I got lucky in some cases, but I ultimately did make it through pretty much on my first go without losing anything. Like, look at that. I got very close there. It's bad. It's all really fucking bad. And yeah, I had to be very careful. And the camera does not help us out either. The camera likes to get stuck in places. So, you know, that's fun. But yeah, I did my best here. And I pretty much did get the score needed to actually beat this. So I ultimately did complete the freestyle mode thing. And with that, I did complete this entire bullshit here. Unfortunately, we didn't check out a whole lot of freighter yet. We'll be doing that in the main mission stuff. And also, I now have a gray Adidas t-shirt, so you can tell we got something useful. Next is race. It's 1,500 points. This one is... It should be fine at least, but the problem isn't so much getting the score, it's the navigation. Because to start off, you have to use a whole bunch of these poles to get across all the way through. And then I'm going to use this entire advantage here to get myself some points. And as long as you reach like 1,500 points on the beginning, the rest of this is just figuring out where the fuck to go and handling things from there. And I mean, I did manage at least.
Butterfly kick.
And there you go. That's enough for me to handle that. So now I get to just move on forward from here and grab across from there. And then I have to do the quote-unquote fun tic-tacking here. Jump across up here, climb up. There we go. Do a nice big jump across. And that is the first checkpoint gotten. The other ones on the other side, I'll be using these to essentially get myself across the fastest way possible. Some nice jumps there. And a big jump downward, like so. Do a nice little slingshot here. And there you go. I got the next checkpoint. Now we have to go all the way back. And the best way of doing that is to utilize these fucking poles, because otherwise you're just kind of screwed. And I mean, I did utilize it as best as I can, so at least there's that. And by the way, during all of this, my opponent is very close behind me. Like, he is not that far behind me right now. The AI really picks up their speed a bit here. So I do my best here. I make a big jump here. Unfortunately, wasn't that great, and the game teleported me a bit further back than where I was before. Thanks, game, you fucking prick. So I just had to wing it and hope to God I'd make it before my opponent did. And I believe I nearly lost this too, because yeah, the game then fucking took me there instead of, you know, forward. And I nearly lost, I believe, but I did make it through with a whole bunch of running, and I did win the challenge. So, got the gold, got the win, moving on from there. That took me like 15 minutes to do, because it was so awkward on navigating this entire level back and forth like that. But now it's time for Flow Challenge. And Flow Challenge is big score, 120,000 points. The good news is that we're now in this open area here. No pillars in the way. Yeah, it shows some gaps, but the gaps are not a big problem. I can still save my score here, even if I fall down a gap. The main issue is hitting a wall, or fucking up the brake fall and such. And yeah, all I have to do here is just go back and forth like so, and that's it. There's nothing else to this. You just have to make sure you do different tricks the entire time, and just growing your score up over and over again. Like so. Use your jump moves, use your trick moves, use your triangle and your circle button, and that's it. That is how you handle on winning this. I mean, I don't do every trick, unfortunately, because I don't remember every fucking trick button in this game. But I do my best here, and I do manage to, you know, get a big enough score to actually get the gold here. But yeah, this can be a bit of a struggle, except if you keep on going, you're noticing that my scores here are now reaching like 3,000 and all that crap. You know, they're reaching big scores. Well, that's good, because these big scores are going to be what's going to help us out the most. And yeah, I gotta keep doing this until eventually I'm done, essentially. The multiplier, as far as I can find, only goes up to 5%. It keeps going, because the scores keep increasing. But yeah, ultimately, this is the most you're getting here. And look at that, now it's at 6,000. So as you can see, the scores are going stupid high. And with that, we ultimately do beat this giant-ass score and get our gold with that much. So yeah, 170,000 points. That's a pretty good score, honestly, and that is a win for me. Alright, now it's time for the landmark hit, which this one is obnoxious. A minute for you to take care of it. The goal, just to reach the top, essentially. The best way of doing it, as far as I could find, is to utilize this whole entire slingshot 90 here, and then drop down, run across, and utilize this pole here, this slingshot, and then pole vault all the way yourself up here, then use the stairs, get yourself all the way back up, like so. and then just do this in order to get yourself all the way to the very top. But then after that, you must then do some pole vaulting in order to then bring yourself up to the absolute top by using the pole vaulting to then get to the very top of this spot, which is very awkward because you have to be at a specific spot to actually do the pole vault, otherwise you just jump through the pole. And yeah, then I just go through, land on that, move across a little bit, and then jump across in order to get the trophy. And there you go. Took me a few tries, but ultimately it wasn't that bad. It's just, you know, the navigation part, really awkward. Now it's time for the chasing race, which isn't fun. It's 2,000 points, get a gold. It's another fucking race. And guess where it is? Yep, it's here again. So, do the same thing I did beforehand to start this off, but now we have to, you know, follow very specific rings instead of these giant-ass rings we want beforehand. And this one sucks even more because you have to know where the rings are. And it's such a big-ass fucking area that's ultimately a pain in the ass to even know where the fuck you're going. So, you know, that's fun. That's fine. But yeah, I do manage on where I need to go, surprisingly. And, yeah, I mean, this is entirely awkward to handle, but I don't get myself screwed at least. But yeah, it did take me a few attempts to handle this one, just because of the very fact I didn't know where to go at times. Like, I would try to go the same route as I did beforehand, that would screw me. I tried to go, you know, pole vaulting around and such, that would screw me. I tried to go, you know, really fast and furious, that would screw me. Ultimately, the very pathing, I still screwed up a good bit here, regardless. But I did manage at least, and I did win, and I did get the gold here. But yeah, it's just a really dumb path. And this would not be an issue if it wasn't for how fucking big this level is, and how damn empty it is too. Where there's all sorts of area to go for that can lead to you just going anywhere you want, anywhere you can think of. And yeah, I thought maybe I have to pole vault around. No, you just drop down. And yeah, then you just run across and you win. And I just got enough points just then for the 2,000 in order to get the gold there. Done and dusted. Now we can move on. So, all that's left for me to do now, because the rest of these we don't unlock until later on, which is target hit, is the crash test. 100,000 points. This one is more awkward to get points in, because while there is a lot of area to cover, there's not exactly that much when it comes to spots to utilize, which is a problem. Like, this was not a problem in the last level because there were so many good spots that it made up for how big this was. In this one, there aren't that many big spots. So unfortunately, the big size, some of the size of this area, some of the area in fact, just kind of gets underutilized in this entire fucking bit here. Which, yeah, Freighter just fucking sucks. It's just a bad level all around. And, yeah, ultimately, I'm not going to miss this level in any way, shape, or form. It's just not a good level. It's not a fun one. And you're better off not dealing with it at all. I was going to try and get a nice explosion there, but yeah, it got screwed at the middle of it. That's fine. I got it in the end. There's a little bit more points going. Just having the explosion ones will at least give you a good amount of points each time. At this point, too, it becomes kind of obvious that the multiplier thing, you know, the freaking gestures, they are not that rewarding in this game. You're much more better off just taking care of the rest of this shit, the explosions and all, rather than handling the fucking gestures. Even though there is a gesture up here on this spot, which you can then utilize to then maybe get a good explosion from up here. Because there's a banana in front of you, you might as well jump across, right? But yeah, it's just... everything about this just screams awkward, and I'm not a fan of it. And I mean... I was hoping that maybe around here there'd be some better spots. As you can see, as I'm going around here, the amount of spots after that area we start off in becomes to get rather scarce. Like, it's not very big on how many spots there are on the other half of this level. It becomes rather shitty on just how scarce the entirety of this entire fucking level is in terms of where you can go in order to get some nice bales going. And yeah, it just becomes an absolute problem. Because I was really hoping at this area, this entire other area that maybe is where a lot of the good shit is. No, there's fuck all here. So yeah, avoid the other half of the level. I wanted to explore to see what else I can find. There's nothing else to look for here. Avoid this area like the fucking plague. Stick to the area you start off in and get your points from there. So yeah, really, really shit level of utilizing all that crap. But hey, it's over. And with that, we should be done, but we're not, because now it's time to go back home and do the second mentor challenge. We did the first one back in like part 3, I believe, or part 2. Well, now we're doing our second one here. Let's see what Sebastian has for us this time back home.
This challenge will demand your utmost concentration and focus. Missing too many tricks or falling too far behind will result in failure. Do you accept the mentor challenge? Good choice. This will be a true test of all the skills you've learned so far. Let's go!
This mentor challenge is annoying because it wants you to do, you know, all sorts of tricks like the leapfrog hop there. Shit that you would never do normally in the game. And it also wants to do things like vaulting, precision landings on these freaking rails, any kind of aerial trick. Just choose whatever you want. Gotta make sure you get your points up, by the way. You know, doing the freaking, you know, horizontal wall runs and such. And it does tell you what to do, at least. It does tell you a lot of these tricks and such. I mean, all the normal ones, like, you know, any ground trick, or, you know, doing a wall run or whatever. It's not going to tell you that, because you should know that by now. But otherwise, it would tell you all this other shit, like the wall walk and such, in case you forgot how to do a fucking wall walk. And also, the camera is not going to help you out anyway. You're, like, kind of confused on where to go from there. But then there's one trick in this fucking game that the game introduces to you that you never have done, but then you have to fucking do it, and the game never tells you the damn trick. The split vault. How do you do a split vault, you're wondering? Well, you press L1 and you press X. The game should have told you how to do a split vault there. It should have told you to press that button and then X, but it fucking doesn't. You're just supposed to know how to do a split vault, and because of that, that stumped me for a while. I had to look up the trick list in order to know what the fuck a split vault is. So yeah, great level so far, huh? And the thing is, doing all the trick spots is enough for you to actually be able to essentially complete the shit you need to complete, and then, you know, be able to fucking get the gold. So, you know, really easy shit in the end.
Well done. You are a true pro tracer now. You have shown great skill in your flow and trick techniques. The next level of training will begin soon. Then we will find out if you are a good tracer or a great tracer.
And that second mentor challenge done, and yeah, like I said, there are some things, it will tell you, some things it won't tell you, you're just supposed to fucking know, like the split vault, which you've never done before, obviously, and yeah, it's pretty bad. But hey, we've now unlocked that last challenge, the target hit, so let's go ahead and do that. 3 minutes for 8 seconds. fuck, let's go. And we get a t-shirt out of it. A t-shirt which you're never going to wear because it's shittier than the Adidas stuff you got already. Seriously. The Adidas stuff needs to be a fucking end reward instead of this shit. Like, being given the Adidas stuff this early makes this way too easy and makes almost every other cosmetic that gives you stats fucking shit compared to it. So yeah, it's just... the game did a bad job on, you know, the whole Adidas thing. It really did. It over fucking hyped the Adidas stuff, honestly. It made it look too godly when it shouldn't be. But yeah. Fucking hell. The mentor challenge was really not fun. And the problem with the last mentor challenge is equally not fun. It is basically the same problems as that one had. So, yeah, that's the mentor challenge in a nutshell, really. They're not good. They're rather shit mentor challenges. But yeah, that's the only time, by the way, you ever have to do specific tricks and shit when it comes to these challenges. Like, the mentor challenge is the only time your game tells you, oh, do an aerial trick, oh, do precision landing, all this crap. Otherwise, you are free to do whatever the fuck you want. So yeah, it's really weird how the mentor challenges even work and exist, and at the same time, they're not good. They're not good challenges. This game does not do a good job on making you give a shit. Also, that just happened. Don't worry, I teleported. Unfortunately, I dropped. But don't worry, we got a ladder. The ladder is weird and awkward, but I managed to grab onto it. So, this entire challenge, by the way, is incredibly awkward. It requires you to make some really weird movements and such, and know where to go, which a lot of it's kind of confusing on the lineup for it. But yeah, like, I do manage to get through this and get the gold, because it gives you a lot of time at least, but it's just not well made in any way, shape, or form, and yeah, it's just incredibly awkward. And that's all I gotta say about this challenge here. And there you go, it's Freighter. So, yeah, Freighter sucks. I'm not a fan of the Freighter level. It is too big for its own good. A lot of these challenges are all compacted into like one or two main areas and being the same thing usually. And, yeah, the Mentor challenge, it was crap. It was not a good fucking challenge at all. Sure, it's neat to then, you know, have to do all these specific tricks and knowing all these tricks in the trick list and all of that. But the thing is, you're never really given a reason or a chance to do a lot of those tricks in the actual game, in the challenges. Especially when it comes to the vaulting stuff. You never do vault tricks. There's no need to do vault tricks in this game. Especially when it wants you to go fast. Like, why would she spend time trying to get all tricksy and shit on the fucking vaults when you're trying to do a race? You're not gonna focus on that, you're gonna do the fucking race. So, yeah, the whole vault trick thing, it just sucked. But yeah, that was the great t-shirt there. The blue Adidas hoodie is still the best. Like, yeah, there's the great t-shirt. I think I actually do wear it, or I change back to the, yeah, see? Yeah, I keep the t-shirt on. Because I'm like, you know what? I want to try out something different. I want to have a different look. So, yeah, I tried the gray Adidas, and I can see my stats got worse because of that. So, the whole layering of how these clothing stats work is garbage too. Like, it's all bad. The way the customization works in this game, the way the stats work in this game, they're all terrible. They all fucking suck. The whole shoe thing is a joke when you get the Adidas stuff. It's just bad all around. It's just really bad. So yeah, that's gonna be my look for the next part. And here are the tricks. I only got like 1 or 2. Yeah, the split vault. I got the split vault in like one of the missions just now. We just got that, and the game wanted me to know immediately, hey, you can do a split vault now. Without ever telling you how to do a fucking split vault in this game. For that stupid fucking mentor challenge. You could have done that at least, but no you didn't. God damn it, game. Anyway, here's the music, which is just like one track, I believe. Modern Iverson Breaking. I do check to see if I got anything else. Okay, I did. I got Modern Iverson 5th Avenue. And that's it. Only 3 tracks remain. And it's gonna get weird, the whole track thing. You'll see why soon. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this part. Next time, we are moving on to the warehouse, which is honestly the smallest level in the game. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all next time.